Did anybody see those where you get those emails and people hijack like black empowerment language in the emails, and they'll say we got to look out for each other, and this is how only way our community can grow is through generational wealth and group economics and I'm not making fun of anybody who got into it, but I'm gonna just tell you the math wasn't even mathing. The math was crazy. The math would be like, if you put in $400, that $400 would turn into $40,000, and then the 40,000 would turn into 8.7 million. And I'll be sitting there. I was sitting there. I had a piece of paper and a pen, and I was like, how is it that 30 people can put $100 a piece? 30 times 100 is 3,000, but they all gonna get 50,000 each. I don't understand that. That's some old Jesus. You know, Jesus took the one piece of bread and turned and fed 300 people or something. I said, somebody's not going to eat. Somebody's going to starve. Now, somebody eats. And you know who eats? The people that eat in these pyramid schemes are the people that start the scheme, the people in the middle. The people that eat first are the ones who get to eat. The ones who come in last, who get that FOMO and they jump in because everybody else is doing it, those are the ones who end up losing their money. And the same thing is actually even true for a lot of MLMs. I'm not anti-MLM. I know some of you are affiliated, and I have nothing negative to say about any of that. But I will say that there is a thin legal line between a legitimate MLM and a pyramid scheme. A legitimate MLM, the only thing that divides the two is that the legitimate MLMs have been able to prove that they make more money by actually selling the product than they make by recruiting people. The MLMs that are illegal, that become pyramid schemes, are the ones that make the most money by recruiting people as opposed to actually selling a real product. I honestly, a lot of times the line is very, very blurry. Like Amway, stuff like that. A lot of these situations, what studies show is that the people at the top of the pyramid do really, really well. So that's why they can have these big conventions where everybody's super excited because they're pumped up about the possibility of making money. But if you go through and you say, how many of you have actually made money? A lot of them are going to say no. They're going to say, no, I haven't made money, but MLM stands for multi-level marketing, by the way. And again, I'm not speaking anti-MLM here. So if you're in the MLM, please don't send me an email with long explanations. And I'm not saying do your thing. And if it works for you, if you're seeing the money, then keep on seeing the money. Do you understand? If you see the money and you can be the money, then I want you to have the money, okay? But I want you to know the difference between real money and imaginary money. Do you understand? Like that's one part of consciousness is always being conscious and aware of the difference between something that has already happened versus something that someone tells you might possibly happen if you keep on investing in them, right? Because a lot of people end up losing that way. They'll keep doing something. They'll keep on doing the same thing because somebody will say, if you keep on doing it, you keep on doing it, you keep on, they'll hijack even language that we might use in this class. They'll say, if you keep making the same, Dr. Boyce says that wealth requires sacrifice. So you got to keep on sacrificing, and then one day you'll get the wealth. The problem is that for most people, the gold is not at the end of the rainbow. So that's why, again, I'm not a financial influencer. I've never wanted to be a financial influencer. I'm a financial scientist. That's my doctorate's in this stuff. That's why I go out of my way when I talk to you about things. I try to make it clear, like, no, here's the direct path. Here's the proof. Here's the data. Here's the research. Here's what the research says, that if you invest the equivalent of $5 a day for yourself or for your child, and you do that over a 30-year period, you will have insane amounts of wealth. In fact, in the first 10 years, you'll be wealthier than most people. You understand? In the first 10 years, you'll be ahead of most people. You'll have over $20,000 liquid, most likely, somewhere around there, give or take a few thousand or whatever. It depends on how the market does, but you'll be ahead of most people in the first decade. And then if you do that consistently as a family culture, the same way you consistently pay your light bill, you consistently pay your car note, you consistently pay your cell phone bill, you consistently pay that landlord, you consistently paying all these other people. I'm just telling you to consistently pay yourself. That's where the wealth comes from, right? So these are things where I think proof is very important because there's so many scams and so many just things that are built off of really selling hope and possibility, right? And so effectively, what I want you to really be conscious of is that there's a lot of stuff out here that people call investing that isn't investing at all. And just like I said in that little skit, it not only is it not investing, it ain't even good gambling. It ain't even good gambling. Some of that stuff is The markets, when people say, well, Dr. What's the financial markets are manipulated, I say absolutely. Crypto markets are manipulated. Just like if I go to LA and I go to the wrong street, I could get robbed. If I go to the wrong street in LA, I could get robbed, I could get killed. But that don't mean I'm gonna get killed just because I went to LA. You know, say if I go to LA all the time and I don't think I ever got killed unless I'm speaking to you as a ghost. Okay, I don't think I ever got killed, but then again, maybe dead people don't even know that they're dead. So maybe I'm doing a podcast from heaven, and I don't even realize I'm dead. I don't know. But what I'm saying to you is that at the end of the day, what I want you to know is the difference between real investing and fake investing. Your cousin's liquor store that you put your life savings into, that's not healthy investing. That's very, very risky. A lot of us will put a lot of money into something that where there's no proof of concept. Right. A lot of people, for example, a lot of people think that if I have the best idea in the world, I can go to a bank or go to my family or go to somebody and they'll put money behind my idea. That almost never ever happens. That almost never happens. An idea is just an idea. And if you haven't got a track record to show that you've been able to execute an idea, that you've been willing to sit there and spend years and years and years implementing the idea to refine it, to make it work, then a lot of people aren't going to invest in you. There's a big difference. I mentor a young man who's about 20 years old. He's been working for me for about 2 or 3 years, and he really wanted to work for me. And I said, working for me is hard because I don't have a lot of time for BS. So just do what you're supposed to do, so I don't have to fire you. Because I had to fire some of my kids. And I hire my kids. I eventually hire them back, but I'll say, okay, you ain't ready. We'll talk again in 5 years. Maybe you'll be ready then. And I was telling him, I said, one thing I need you to understand is I need you to realize that if we're working together, I need you to not BS me. Do not play with me. Do not lie to me. Do not tell me that you're going to finish something and you don't do it. Do not bring me a bunch of excuses. Because I said there's different types of people in the world. There's people that really get things done, that that really make money or whatever it is, and then there's people that talk about it. And there are people that plan to do things and don't actually finish. I said, I like to believe I'm in that latter category. I like to believe that the things I work on are real and that they actually get finished and that some of them generate real revenue or whatever. And because I've got real people to feed. Everything has to be real. It can't be built on excuses or just a bunch of talk or whatever. I said, and what you'll find is that people who are really getting real things done, they're very busy and they don't have time for BS. A lot of times people that are getting real things done, they can smell BS. They know the difference between a talker and a doer. They just do. That's why I talked to you guys about, how Diddy used to do all that talking about what he was going to do and then it would never actually happen. And so what I'm saying to you is I want you to have, just as an awareness, from an awareness standpoint, know the difference between the people in your life who really, really are built on substance versus those that are built on talking and flash. Because there's a lot of emotional energy in the world and in our community. I think that our people are very spiritual, emotional people. So when you get together, there's a lot of excitement and we're going to do this and we're going to do that. A lot of AC Salam is a great term, future talking. Like this is what we're going to do and we're going to do this and do that and do that. And sometimes, unfortunately, if you're not trained or raised to have the discipline to connect your energy with your actions, then nothing happens. There's just a bunch of talking and then it all just dissipates. Like when we started the All Black National Convention, a lot of people were like, oh, they're just going to get together and talk and do a rah-rah and then everybody's going to go home. It's like, no. We're really completing things. We're getting things done, real things done.